Hello, welcome to Ryan Speaks Geek. That is me. I just thought I would do a live video today because I wanted to, and that's the good thing about having your own channel is you can do things when you want, how you want to do them. So I do like that respect of it. And also, if I do this kind of video, it does mean less editing, which I'm also a big fan of because I don't know if you can tell by my videos, I'm not the strongest of editors. Um, so yeah, what am I talking about today? So I'm talking about the Next 17, which is, let's be honest, something if you watch my channel, you know I'm a big fan of. Um, oh, evening, Stugs, how you doing? Good to see you. Next 17 is a third-party Star Wars company in the vintage style, sort of continuing off where Kenner finished. We then have this amazing sort of continuation of the line. There's a lot of great creators out there. So you got like Trash Compactor, Desert Garden State Kaiju, Stand Solo, all making these custom figures. Next 17 has been one that is very dear to my heart. I've actually become very good friends with the person who runs it, Graham, who's a really, really lovely guy and makes amazing products. So I do these videos off my own back because I want to talk about these things. If you notice on my channel, I do a lot of custom creators because I think it's an amazing way of continuing the line. It's amazing to see people's talents and see what they can come up with. So the Next 17 do factory produced quality Star Wars figures in the vintage style. One of the amazing things about that is that we get some characters that we would not have got otherwise. So off the top of my head in the background, you see this is my new display unit. Really happy with it. It's yeah, still a work in progress, as you know, hence why it's at the moment this laptop is sitting on top of like a couple of boxes and a barrel. And yes, I just happen to have a barrel. You don't have a barrel? It's actually an old keg that me and my friends liberated from a Chinese restaurant when I was drunk one year, many moons ago. That's young Ryan. So what am I talking about today? So the Next 17 have got some brand new figures out, and there's even more coming, which we'll get onto a bit later. But at the moment, the new figures that have just arrived are some Farm Boys. Got us some Farm Boys. Now, the Farm Boys, if you're wondering, and you can probably tell if you looked at the thumbnail, are let's just dive straight into it. Uncle Owen, which we weren't expecting to get. So Uncle Owen is a fantastic character, weirdly overlooked. I get they didn't do a lot of figures in Kenner from A New Hope, and they did focus on the later films later on. It's only when they got to the last 17 that we started getting some more figures. So like Luke and Stormtrooper, for example, was from the A New Hope. So this is kind of cool because it being the Next 17, this is definitely a character I think they would have addressed if they'd carried on the line. In doing those sort of A New Hope figures. So we finally have an Uncle Owen, and the difference is, so you had the Fan Strike Back who made said they were making one, and they didn't, and just ran off everyone's money. But look at that, the Next 17 have said they're going to make one, and here it is physically in my hands. I've got it. It's here. It's awesome. I am really, really happy with it. I don't know. I get my the face sculpt is really good, like the whole head sculpt really. It's that right balance of detail between not too detailed and detailed, like the proper Kenner kind of aesthetic. So we've got the black eyes with just sort of the line over the top, which is really lovely to see. His hair is in like this beautiful washed out grey kind of color. One thing that's really lovely, which is a very Next 17 thing, is these really nice proper like cloth capes. So similar in the style of what the vinyl ones were, but obviously they moved away from that later in the Kenner line. We now have these fabric capes, which is really cool. I just think these are brilliant. You can get extra capes as well because they do them in like a grey, like big, like over the neck, big swoopy one, which is cool. Brown, black. So for your Siths and everything like that. And see if I've got one to hand. Bear with me 2 moments. Yep, that's it. You just get to see my elbow. Enjoy that, everyone. So some of the other capes, for example, so there's this very clever styled one, which is on the Devil Man, which has got like it goes through the arms and then over the top, giving a big sweeping motion. Or you've got like these ones, which are over the head capes. This is on my sort of Darth Crook type character. And what I've done is I've done a red one, dual layer cape effect. These are really good quality capes as well. I'm really happy with them. Oh, Uncle Owen went for a trip. Which I just think is it is just fantastic. So I'm really happy with the cape. So the fact that Uncle Owen comes with one, which you obviously can take off if you want, is a huge thing. And the fact they've kept it in the style of the Kenner vinyl cape and yet done it in fabric, I think is fantastic. It's like a really nice, perfect blend of those two time periods of Kenner. Um, so that's really nice and flowing. He does have an accessory, which is, I believe, meant to be like a droid control type unit, and it's actually a grey sort of version of the comlink we get in the with the Cloud Car pilot, which is really cool and a really nice like light grey. Now, as always, the Next 17 figures always have fantastic hands. They're just so good for gripping any of the accessories, so you can really mix and match. But I do love the fact that he comes with something, and it's this. It just works really well. It looks really natural in his hand. It's great for when we do that droid setup that we all love to do for Tatooine, and I just think it's a fantastic figure. The fact that we've got Uncle Owen, I'm hoping means that Aunt Beru will be in the works at some point. And I'm sure, knowing the Next 17 and the long shopping list that I know Graham has there of what he wants to achieve, that will be in the future, no doubt. Let's just keep crossed and let's just keep buying the figures, making sure it keeps making them. So yeah, really, really happy with that. The second one was a real surprise, is that we've got an updated Farm Boy Luke, which is here. This, I absolutely love this. I cannot get over actually how much I love this figure. It's got a really clever head sculpt. Again, so you're trying to get the camera to focus on there, but the head sculpt is actually the hat that he wears, like the kind of soft, almost bucket type hat that he's got with the goggles already molded onto it as well. So this is all molded in one nice piece, which I really love. He's got the proper desert attire. He's also got the poncho. This is an actual poncho, a fabric cloth poncho that goes over the figure. Again, really, really nice design. Really lovely to have that on the figure, because the thing is, if you took it off, the figure would look amazing anyway, which I'll show you in a minute. But having the option of having the poncho, or even just having a spare poncho for your figures, I think is just phenomenal. It's like that extra mile that Next 17 always go for when Graham's designing these figures, is that little bit extra. Like, what can I add to it to take it up another notch? And I think you can see very clearly in this one, he really has gone the extra mile. So if we take that lovely soft goods poncho off, here is the figure himself. Now the colors are spot on for Luke in his little tunic, which is fantastic. Obviously these are all 5 points of articulation, which I think is it's a vital part of the Kenner figures. They do have footholds as well, so I've got mine on some old school like Star action figures. I think Star displays, and I think they're called Star displays. I just got a load of these, and the fact that they sit so nicely in the peg holes on the figure stand is a real plus, because I just really love when I'm able to put them in. It's just consistent, helps it blend in, and when if you're doing your figures all in a line, and just keeps them standing up, it stands up very well on its own. And as Stug says, very good observational skills there. His accessory is the proper macro binoculars. Now, this is a really cool accessory. I'm going to just pop it out of his hand there. It's a really cool accessory. It's got some nice detailing on the top, which is very hard to see on my camera, I appreciate. But it has got a lot of good detailing on it, but the right level between vintage and super detailed, if that makes sense. So it's all in one color. It's got a handle on it, which is a really nice feature, because the handle means it slots in there nicely. And again, like I said earlier, the hand grips on these are just really well designed. I think even if you just made him without the poncho, it's really good. It's really nice to have an updated Farm Boy look that isn't that one with the lightsaber stuck in his arm. It just adds a lot of possibilities for display, for all kinds of possibilities there. Again, another one that's happening. They're both, Uncle Owen and Luke, are available on the Next 17 website at the moment. These are always made in sort of limited quantities, and because obviously we are a sort of a niche group in regards to vintage kind of than we are like just general Star Wars. Obviously, limited numbers mean that they're likely not to be a second production run. So when they're gone, they're going to be gone. Which I think is just, it's a shame, because there'll be people that miss out. However, if you don't want to miss out, go and check it out. again, like I said, detail is brilliant. It's got the next 17. What I do know is, do you know what I hadn't noticed before? But it has got next 17 and it's 23. It's the year, and that's a really cool feature because again, like the Kenner ones have the year, the years that they're stamped in the back. So that's really interesting to see. And do you know what? It sounds silly. I'd not actually really noticed the years before on the legs, which is really cool to see. So let's just have a quick look on here. Okay, yep. So there we go. That is the. So I was just seeing. I was playing around with my settings. So Farm Boy Luke is just a fantastic addition. Like I said, having that poncho, and again, it's a really good quality and it's well stitched. It's just a really lovely piece to have. So thumb ponchos for everyone. I really hope we get another figure, like just as an extra accessory. I mean, I can even put this on my layer actually, because I've got one of the layers somewhere, and I could maybe make like deleted scenes Return of the Jedi Sandstorm layer because she comes in with the big poncho and everything. So maybe I can, if I use one of my spare layers, maybe get myself another poncho from another figure. I could actually make a whole new figure from that. Or what would be even better is if they just made a sandstorm layer. It's a bit of a niche one, I know, but it's still a cool. I really like that concept. So yeah, Poncho's fantastic. Now, as you could see by the title, it's not just figures Next 17 is delving into. We are now getting coins. Now, these are like the power of the Force coins. Later in the line for Kenner, what they started doing was chucking in extra things in with their figures, and that was coins. These coins, to be exact. So this is one I've got here, which is the Imperial Gunner. Really good. It's got the faction on the bottom. These ones, the Kenner ones are really light, like really light. And they do lose a bit of their sheen after time. So getting one that's really shiny is really hard. I've got about 8 of these coins, just through sheer luck and getting them in collections. It's something I would like to get more of because I actually, until I got them, I didn't realize how nice these were. What an extra like sort of accompaniment they make. And oh, hello, trash compactor. We were just talking about you. Are your ears burning? Only nice things. Only nice things. Thanks for tuning in. So the coins are a really lovely thing. So these are like the vintage coins. And so here we go. Next 17. This is in like a plastic display case. This one at the moment. Next 17 has delved into the world of coins. So if I open up my, oh, this is the bit where I can't get into it. There we go. So you know it's secure at least. So it comes off. We'll get the coin out. Now this is the Wampa coin. Now they never did a Wampa coin in the original run. You can look up the coins. You can see a huge sort of list of what they did do. And this is just next level. I absolutely adore this. I've had a few custom creators coins in the past, and they're they're pretty cool. They're okay. I don't think I've had one that feels as professional and solid as this one here. I absolutely adore this. Size wise, it's perfect. It's got a little bit more thickness because it's made of a higher quality, and you can feel that. It really does feel like an actual collectible. So the good thing about these is that they always have these little info bits on the back. So on the back of the Wampa, which by the way, on the bottom, if you're wondering, instead of Empire, it says Hoth Indigenous Creature. So beast coin number 1 here. Wampas are fierce, ice-dwelling, carnivorous predators known for their strength and aggressiveness. So there's nice little tidbits of information on the back there. Now, one of the cool things about the design is not only is it a Wampa, it's the baby Wampa as well. Now, you know I love me a baby Wampa. I've got quite a few. So many I can just turn around blindly and pick one up. I love these figures from the Next 17. It really adds to that sort of the baby creatures line. So we've got so far a baby Wampa, a baby Dewback, a baby Bantha. I've worked on a baby Rancor for out of a Micro Machines thing, which is, it's okay. Not the same, but it's okay. But the baby Wampas are like one of my favorites. And, I go on about them all the time. And I know I say Wampa, it's Wampa, but that is how I say it. Damn it. And it's my show, so I'll say it how I want to. But most times, because we just didn't hear what these things were said out loud in a lot of the films, it was only afterwards, and we read the boxes. But yeah, the coin is such a good feel in your hand. It does get a little bit hypnotic when you're just sitting there with the coin, because you do just end up flipping it around and looking at it a lot. Another really cool detail on the design on the Wampa coin is there's a little lightsaber in the snow. It's really hard to see that little notch there. That is actually Luke's lightsaber. It is such a cool little in joke, almost a little Easter egg on the actual coin itself. It really ties everything in. The design itself is great. These bits, like the etching and everything's all raised, and it's got a really nice sort of proper rigid edging to it as well. It's just phenomenal. I really hope this is the start of many coins to come from the next 17, because I think it's such a great extra thing to have available. I think it's just so beautiful and shiny. It's shiny and almost hard to show you on camera. But it's fantastic. I mean, I've got like I said, I've got a couple of these original coins, and yeah, it's a little bit heavier. But again, I think that's because of the higher quality metal it's made out of. Obviously, we have more things available nowadays, and I think this will last a lot longer than this does, which is crazy because I've got one here, but I've got a couple that I've already buffed up and scratched. Whereas these, just, yeah, crack-a-lacking. I am very, very happy with this. I love the coins. The coins are a new thing to me, and now getting this one makes me want to get more coins and do a proper coin display. You can get really nice little display stands for the coins as well when they're in these cases. The case itself, by the way, is a really nice touch. So if I pop it back in there, it just clips back in. But that way you don't get your big greasy paw mitts all over it like thumbprints, which I have just done. So I will give this a wipe down afterwards. But this really keeps it safe, stops it getting scratched. It sits very comfortably in there, but not too tight that you can't get it out. Yeah, my sort of plan is to get maybe a display stand and put them in front of the figures, and maybe in the front row. I think that would look really, really nice, especially when the light sort of reflects off them. Like I said, I hope, I believe there might be more in the works. Excuse me, with future releases. Let's hope so, because I think they're phenomenal, and I think it's something I want to see more of, especially from the beasts. We've got some characters, but we don't really have any beasts in the Kenner line. So having the beasts, and who knows, maybe it could even lead to vehicles. You know, we get enough coins off the ground. Again, this is available on the Next 17 website. You can even get it packaged with a baby Wampa as well. Wampa. So if you don't want to just get the coin on its own, you can get them as a bit of a package deal, which I do like that. And I think it saves you a bit of money as well, if I remember correctly. And to be honest, you can never have too many baby Wampas. I've got two normal, one that I customized into a brown Wampa from Shadows of the Empire. I've got the black one. I've got the frozen. I mean, the frozen one's the hand. It's right here. This one glows in the dark, which is really cool. Just a really extra thing to have. So yeah, the baby Wampa coin. Well, it's a Wampa coin, but it's also a baby Wampa coin. It's a package deal. So they're sort of the latest things from Next 17. Again, I am so happy with all of these, the figures and the coins, and I think this is a really good sign of things to come. Now, I'm a Patreon subscriber for Next 17, so I've seen what is coming next. There is a pre-order available exclusively on the Patreon at the moment, because where sets are going to be a bit more limited going forward, is to give the patrons the first opportunity to get the figures, the new figures coming out. And I can't really say what they are yet, I don't think. All I'll say is that there is definitely an army building element to some of the newly released pre-order figures, and it's a really cool and exciting direction for the Next 17, because it's not a faction we've really delved into too much, but it is going to be a very, very promising and exciting start. A Jedi. Oh, well, no, it's not a joke. So we've had Obi-Wan and Luke and everything, Stug, but good guess. And see, look. So Trash Compactor's obviously on that Patreon page, and he is someone who does know what is coming. And Wave 5 does look bloody awesome. There's accessories, and there is some cool surprises. I think it will be released probably to the masses soon. But to be honest, if you want to get the sort of the skinny on it, the Patreon subscriber listings are, I mean, for as little as, what's the cheapest one here? £1.50 a month, which is, let's be honest, more change than you probably lose. £1.50 a month on the Patreon. You can find out what's sort of there ahead of time. You can have your say in the little things as well. There's lots of comment sections. There's polls, and you can have a little bit of input into some of the stuff that gets made. And I think that's really cool. Also, what those costs do is that doesn't just line the next 17's pockets. All of the costs that he gets, anything he gets from Patreon, actually goes into like the modeling, getting the still molds made, getting the prototyping done. There's a lot, and I would really recommend checking out the Next 17's YouTube channel. It's got a really good video on there at the moment. It's got a lot of good videos on there, but the one that's on at the moment is all about the process of how they make the figures, like what kind of molds are used, the designing, and like the paint, like how it all works. And I think that's really cool. We don't really get to see too much of what's behind the scenes on a lot of these really awesome creators. And oh, there you go. Look, from the Patreon, Trash Compactor says it's totally worth it, and in Trash Compactor we trust always. Um, but yeah, check out the Next 17's YouTube channel. It is fantastic. It's got a lot of cool stuff on there. There's a lot of news. There's giveaways as well. You can win figures. I am yet to win figures, but you never know. Gotta keep entering. As you say, you gotta play to win. Yeah, so that sort of, it's really difficult. I really want to tell you all what those figures are because they are so good. And they will be coming out soon. And the minute it is sort of revealed to the world, I'm sure we can do another one. But let me just double check something. Have some hold music, um, just in case. So I should definitely have some hold music there. So I'll see it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and this is something I totally agree with. The other reason to watch Graham, who is the guy behind the Next 17, another reason to watch his channel is his sense of humor is phenomenal, especially the credits. The credits of that. Do you know what? I just thought I'd chance my arm. I thought I'd ask. I just done the Next 17 message thing. I did a little type, and I was like, "Is there any way I can say what wave 5 is?" And he's just come back saying, absolutely not, not yet. It was worth a try though, guys. Worth a try. So it's not public yet, so we'll have to just wait and see. But I'll do another video when it's been released to the masses because I definitely want to talk about them, and I've got a lot to say because, like I said, it's a really exciting time. There is just so many good things coming. And yeah, and like I said, for £1.50 a month, you can help towards funding getting them made. Get early pre-orders, and like I said, there's loads of things like giveaways on the YouTube, giveaways on the Patreon, and like I said, you can have your say when they puts up some polls sometimes to get a bit of an opinion. Like I said, Next 17 going from strength to strength, and I cannot wait to see what they come up with next. All I can say is I've seen what's in line, and I can't say any more than that. And all I can say is that it's really exciting, and I need to start saving some money because I'm going to be getting quite a few. So yeah, well, oh, okay, yeah. So I've been told I'm allowed to mention it's open for patrons at the moment, which I've already done. So I beat Graham to that one. So, but you got to ask these questions, haven't you? And that's the good thing about doing a live video. I can just sit there and be the man in the chair for a minute. So thank you very much for watching. I'm Ryan Speaks Geek. Please go check out the next17.com. There are links down below in my YouTube thing, and if they don't work, copy and paste them. It's not that difficult because sometimes the links don't work for some weird reason. But I've also linked the Patreon down there as well because I do, like I said, I fully believe in it, and I think it's great to see a way of trying to get these things made. There we go. Look at that. Stokes, big like round of applause. And also they are very good, and they are going to, I agree, I think they are going to sell out very quick. I mean, I know some figures have already sold out and are going to be gone forever, so good luck getting them out on the secondary market. But until then, I've been Ryan Speaks Geek. I thank you very much for watching, and I guess what's my I still need to work out a sign off, but I think Geek It Real sort of works.